Hi Vlog Squad, what is going on? Today's Friday. That is not my weekend, but it's just this great day. It's sunny outside, spring is coming along, and we're gonna dive into a topic I think all business owners, all people making content need to know about and need to be implementing. And I have been helping businesses now for about 5 years creating content that actually drives results, sales, leads, like making an actual impact, because there are so many businesses that are just posting for the sake of posting. And when I scroll on social media, my brain explodes because there is so much nonsense and non-strategic content out there that is just making noise. And I genuinely, when I scroll, I'm like, what the heck is going on social media? Because like brain rot is real. I just sit there and scroll and I'm like, this isn't impacting me, this isn't helping me, this isn't providing me value, this isn't educating me, this doesn't make me want to buy from you. Like, businesses are not using this to their full potential to make an income that will support their families, that will make their business thrive, to make a community. They're just contributing to brain rot. And you know whose fault that is? It's those people who are creating content. You're contributing to the brain rot, so just stop. Anyway, that was my little rant. So that's just a problem. It's just a problem we're all having when we go on social media, because when I scroll, I'm looking for client inspo, seeing what competitors are doing, seeing what I want to do, getting creative. But I get to this point where it's just brain rot and there is nothing good on my feed. And I'm like, what the heck? So this video is super important, and anyone who's making content needs to listen up, because we need to change how these platforms work and the content quality that is being pushed out, because it's so easy now to reach people all over the world. So your content has one chance to make an impact in that person's life when they see it. You don't know if that person will ever come across you again. So we need to be strategic, we need to plan, and we can't be lazy. We actually have to put effort into our content, which, oh my gosh, it's not an overnight success. Yes, one great video can do wonders for you, but what you don't see is the minds and the effort and the time put behind these people for the last decade in creating content. Like, the business my family has founded has been creating videos since 2009, when YouTube was just getting running. So you don't see that this media empire, including myself and other people, takes years and years to develop. So just going and whipping out your phone and creating a video thinking that people will listen to you? No. Also, sometimes yes, but most of the time no. And that's when people start to lose sight of their dream of making an impact online and say that the algorithm isn't working, but you're just not equipped with the right knowledge to help you get there. And that's why experts like me need to be on platforms like this to help spread awareness and break through the noise, because it is so needed. And I just want to be raw and authentic in what I've seen over the years working with businesses who have dominated their industries, and for those who didn't, and why they didn't, and why I could have helped them. So yeah, so let's dive into it and get started for the value, for the thick, for the raw, juicy stuff that you need to know and to implement into your content. So I recommend whipping out a notebook. This is not a notebook, but get some notes written down. I just pulled out my camera because this is something that needs to be talked about before I go for having a meeting. So let's get into it. Business owners, you are overcomplicating the process of creating content. You're creating the content that you see that is trendy, that looks good, that honestly just makes you blend in with your competitors. Like, you know those ones with the signs that are like funny, you know? Everyone's doing that. Sure, we'll get a quick like eye catch from a viewer, but is that converting into a real sale, into a real lead? Well, sometimes these are those videos are mostly made for brand awareness, which is great if that is your campaign objective, but when it comes to funneling the customer through the sales process, we need to have some more convertible, raw, juicy, value-driven content that tells your audience what you provide. And what I mean by this is using storytelling, like, come with me and let's go through the process of what your business provides. So for instance, like a landscaper, like, let's go through your day. Let's see what value they're adding to their customers' lives. And also incorporating the people. The people need to be in the video. It can't be these like B-roll, no face stuff, right? People connect with people. So that's like kind of a 2-in-1. So put your face in content, people, and stop trying to fit in and be trendy. Like, be yourself. Your business has its own brand voice, and if it doesn't, you need to develop that, create that right off the bat, and figure out what your audience, not with this huge pool of everyone in the world, not what's trendy, not you are not your audience. Sure, you might like that content, but does your audience like that content? And that's the question I ask business owners all of the time. For instance, I used to create content that I would enjoy watching. I'm not my target. Am I selling to my target? No. So you need to put yourself in the shoes of your ideal target persona. And if you haven't done that already, go do that and figure out what value they want to hear. What is the end result you are giving them, and how does that make them feel? Feel. Drill that into your brain. Feeling. We're creating a feeling because that is what makes people make action, make decisions. You gotta pull on those human heartstrings and use human psychology against your consumer. Well, not against your consumer, but you know what I mean. We're all in the marketing world, advertising. You know how it is. Anywho, create content that aligns with your brand, your vision, your customers, not what everyone else is doing, because brands are now copy-pasting each other and literally looking the exact same on social media. Sure, you can grow, but are you creating a community of people who are actually gonna buy from you and connect with you? And that's where the huge disconnect on social media is. And I have worked with businesses in the past, and I see it with my own content that sometimes it just does not resonate because I was not thinking of the viewer. So that is my biggest tip, is think about who you are creating content for. Don't follow these trends all the time. Although trends are good for getting a bunch of eyes to your profile, that's great, but you gotta have the juicy stuff that is for your ideal target that will help them convert down the funnel. Then start doing a few trend stuff, but don't make your entire feed full of trends, because then you're just a copy-paste replica of everyone else who's on these platforms, right? Like, we want to be different. We want to show your unique value proposition. So if you don't have that, figure that out. And then if you haven't been incorporating that into your content, do that. It doesn't have to be every single piece of content, but it needs to be on your profile, because people scroll through. It's not a one and done thing. You have to be consistent, but consistently smart is what I tell. Consistently smart. Have a plan. Don't be like, I need to post every day. I'm going to push out a video every day. I'm going to edit a video every day. No, that's not what I'm saying. You're going to get drained. You're going to get tired. Don't do that. Please don't, because I tried. It was a lot. But I mean, if you're new to making content, I recommend doing that, because then you will learn faster. And if your goal is to learn how to edit, how to make content, like figure out CTAs, storytelling, and you don't know how to do that, that is great repetition. That is great practice, because you know what they say, the more repetition, the better you get. But if you already know how to make videos, which most of you don't, then I don't know what my advice is here. Just be strategic, because it's gonna drain you if you're also learning but then also trying to convert. Like, it's hard to do both at the same time. So just focus on making those quality pieces rather than be like, oh, I need to hop on this trend right away. No, take your time, be strategic, and honestly, if it takes a month to develop your plan, do it, because in the long run you can reuse that content then if it aligns with your brand. Okay, and one more thing. So when it comes to creating your content, and like I just said, be strategic about it, because it does take a lot of effort to create good quality content that converts viewers into actual sales. So when you're making this content and you're putting effort into it, there needs to be some key things in this content so that it actually ends up converting and turning into a sale. And this is what leads into video advertising. It's not marketing, it's advertising, because you're using your network and the views on social media to advertise what you do. And this isn't marketing, and that is where I think this gets lost. Marketing and advertising are different, and there are so many marketing gurus on social media that are using these advertising tactics, but this is advertising. And there's such a stereotypical way people view advertisers, but you are a business owner, you are creating content, you need to know these things. And it's all drawing on human psychology, which also you have to do in marketing, but ads is about selling and converting into sales, okay? That is our goal here. So some of the things that people are missing and need to drill into their content is your hook needs to hook them, obviously, but you need to use quantifiable measurements and make them feel like they're missing out if they don't listen. And that is a big one, because you're drawing on numbers, because business owners, you guys like your numbers, and customers like to know their numbers because they know you feel like you're legit and that these are actual statistics. And then the news and education and normal society has drilled into their brains that numbers, quantifiable measurements, statistics are trustable. So use that reverse human psychology on them, and you include real, factual, by the way, numbers in your hooks, because then they're going to feel like they're missing out. And what I mean by this is, let's say you're, what's a company? Let's say you're a car dealership, okay? And you have a new model of this car. And there's a new feature about this car that no other car has, okay? And the number is a lot bigger. Like, let's say you're doing an EV car and the range is an extra 200 kilometers. Like, that's insane. So you need to use the number of being like 200 kilometers, but then use the percentage of how much better your product is compared to the rest of the market. That's just one example of a piece of data I would use. And like, maybe in my hook would be like, this EV car is better than, I don't know, 85% of all EV cars out there. See? If the person listens to this hook, they're going to be like, oh my God, what car is this? And they want to listen to more. Next, they also feel like they're missing out because, oh my gosh, my EV car, what is worse than this car? Like, that makes me feel bad. And people like to listen to pain points. So this makes them kind of scared and anxious and interested, because let's say, obviously your target for this commercial would be someone who's in the EV car industry market. And if they don't listen, they're going to miss out and need to know if their car is up to standard right now. And obviously it's not going to be, because that's the point of this video, is to make them buy this new car. But by provoking them with statistics and focusing on their pain point and making it a good hook, you already draw them in to make them listen for the entire video. And then from there, it just goes into storytelling, right? Like, starting with the problem right after, and then you're going to go into adding your value, and then you're going to go into convert, and then the CTA. Like, that's the pretty basic standard formation of converting video. I'll get into that at a later video because that I could probably dive into an hour on each of those topics because there's a lot to say there. Anyway, so just use numbers. Numbers are your friend. They're not scary. Just make sure your data is right because that also can cause a problem in your comments or you can be sued because you are a business, you are liable, but also it is good for the algorithm because people will argue. So that's also a little side note. If you do want to be a little bit controversial with your content, people love to engage and start war. Okay, not war. Angry conversations on social media, so sometimes you can use that, but just be warned, be warned, be warned. So anyway, that is about it, and that was just on my brain that people need to stop following these trends 24/7, create your own brand voice, be your own person, and then your videos should include numbers and be niche to you. Be relevant to the value, the product you offer. You have a product or a service because you're different and there's space for you in the market. And why is there space for you in the market? Because you do something differently or better than your competitors. So use that. Family-owned business, you're Canadian, I don't know, your product's lighter than others, you're cheaper, you have free refunds or something. There's obviously something you do differently than your competitors to stand out. So ring that in your content. Like, because why not? Okay, I gotta go to a meeting. I'm pitching a new client. Wish me luck. I really hope you use these strategies in your videos. Let me know what you think in the comments. If there's any other questions you have about video, marketing, being a business owner and trying to put your face on content, creating a personal brand, like, I am a fountain of information. I just need to know what people want to know, and I will create long form videos like this for you to listen to. Grab out your notepad and write things down because I'm so done with social media being so brain rot and not filled with authentic, true content that is so flashy and glitchy that takes away from the actual value you are providing to your customer because people are so focused on views and followers and all this short form content that goes viral that I personally find if you're posting a very fast video, I get lost in the message. The message does not translate or convert in my mind. So that's why long form is great, and if you found this video, I am so grateful. So please subscribe. I will create a lot more videos of these coming up because I've reached a point on social media that it's time to not hide the fact of how to be successful on these platforms because I want your businesses to do well even if you aren't comfortable with making content yet. And that's what I'm here for, is to help you, guide you, and not feel too overwhelmed with what's going on these things because they're crazy. It's crazy. Like, I get so anxious scrolling on my phone, and I do this as my job. Like, I cannot imagine what business owners are feeling in this day and age. So that is why I'm here. I'm here to help you. I am here to take some pressure off and help you learn a little bit because the content on here goes by so quickly. You get so much information in a short amount of time that sometimes you don't learn. You're just consuming. You're just consuming and nothing translates, and now you're just wasting your time. So I'm here to help. I'm Ella Ostrikoff, video by Ella. That's me. So thank you, and I will catch you next time. Leave a comment what you want me to talk about because there are so many things I want to talk about. Anyway, okay, see you guys.